I haven't heard my voice on a mic in so long. Okay.
I always think I sound weird.
It's okay.
I never like it.
All right. Hello, Noah. How are you? Welcome to the podcast. Thank you for joining us today.
It's my honor.
It's my honor.
I'm glad to be here.
Good. I'm happy you're here. So, how's it been going? How's life been? How's college been? How's it been going?
Not too bad.
Not too shabby.
No complaints overall. I'm pretty busy, I always try to keep myself busy, but I'm like meticulously trying not to like burn myself out because I know I'm going to reach that point eventually, but so far, chilling.
So far, we've been good. We haven't hit that point yet. Yeah, dude. How are your like midterms going right now? Do you have any or?
Next week I have that mass comm midterm, which I mean
that exam,
yeah. It's open notes, so it shouldn't be anything too bad. But it's a class I like. It's a class that I'm definitely like. It's been the most like engaging class for me so far, because it's like the first class like fulfilling that major. So it's been great. I love it so far, but we'll see how this midterm goes.
Yeah, good luck. Last semester when I was in the class, like a lot of us didn't do good, but I think he changed the exam to make it easier. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that class is really fun, super engaging.
I love Garcia.
100% love Garcia.
That dude's great.
So we opened up this episode talking about Bacardi flavors. What is your go-to drink at a party if you could pick one?
Oh my god.
I'm
a vodka guy.
Yeah.
Like when on Friday I was drinking like that 99 vodka, like maybe some of the worst alcohol. It tastes like straight gasoline. It was like strawberry flavored 99, and I was just heavily mixing it, obviously, because if you drink that straight, you are not human. But yeah, it always does the trick. People seem to have like very mixed opinions on vodka.
Yeah. I have a friend, she's allergic to vodka, so like vodka's off the table every time we hang out. I'm like, oof. I don't know, I'm not a fan of gin. Don't like gin.
Okay, gin.
Tequila is okay if I chase it properly. Beer is okay. That's like a casual thing though.
You like beer?
I'll crack a cold one with the boys. What was that? I don't know.
There we go. Correct answer.
Yeah.
Correct answer. Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm a beer guy. It's like the casual.
You're a beer guy.
Social drink.
You can definitely see that you're a beer guy from like a mile away. For sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
100%.
Okay. All right. That's fair. That's fair. I'll take it.
I'll take it. That's funny. So, let's talk about how we met. We met through Knock Loose. That was like our common mutual interest kind of thing, which is really cool. It seems like that's our biggest shared interest is like our music.
The
100%.
concert that I never went to because I was stupid and I was going to buy tickets too late. And I was like, holy shit, this is $120 for a ticket. Dude. I love you, Brian, but I'm not going to go see this.
No, yeah, for real.
But yeah, dude. I was literally scrolling through Bulls Connect. This is the time I just met like my, my friends at the time. And I was just like scrolling through and I saw anybody going to Knock Loose concert. And I was like, oh my God, I've been listening to this band for years. And I've always struggled to find people who are into the same music that I'm into. I've always just like I've shared that with my father. That's it. And it was like second day of college, and I, met you off Bulls Connect because like shared interest, Knock Loose, and I was like, man, like this is great. Like I just love that like it's day 2, and I'm already like meeting people that like are kind of just like into the same things that I'm into. It's great. So yeah, that's kind of you're like the only person right now I can like openly talk to about. Like,
like keep the aux on metal
keep
when you
the
pick
aux
me
on
up.
metal. Yeah, like I
100%.
listened to it already. But like when I'm picking like random people up, I have to like, oh shit, let's put on like The Weeknd or something, or like Kanye or something that like people won't like shit on listening. Sometimes if I'm feeling saucy, I'll play like I'll play like some like Midwest emo or something.
Oh, no.
I'll play some like modern baseball or some shit.
Oh my god.
You don't like that kind of music?
Dude, honestly, I just started getting into like Midwest pop punk this year.
Really?
I'm like, yeah.
I'm very much like I said, like my music taste like all across the spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
There's like no genre that I leave untouched, which
That's very good.
I think it's pretty cool. Obviously, like I'm not like if you look at like, you know, modern like contemporary country, I'm not very into, but like there are some artists I will listen to. But yeah, like I seriously like I'm so diversified when it comes to music taste.
So, do you listen to country? Because ever since I got here, like at first I was the whole like, oh, like I don't like country, blah blah blah. But then I met people here who actually do listen to country, and it's not that bad. What's your take on country music? Like what you know at least, like what you've heard.
Oh, well, obviously like you hear there's like traditional like trope of country music, how it's like it's all like, you know, heartbreak, alcohol, like, you know, working on my farm, my tractor. And I feel like that's like music that we are too young to relate to. I feel like when we reach like the age of like mid-20s,
right,
we will be able to like relate to that like sad, like desolate, heartbroken kind of like alcoholic music almost.
Like, I'm tired.
Yeah, like I'm gonna like a bar or whatever, a crack and cola with the boys, and like,
and I'm sad.
I'm gonna go home to my dog, and you know, I feel like we're too young to like relate to that. I feel like that music is written, targeted towards people who are a little bit like older than us. So I feel like that's why we commonly just like shit on it. But
that's an interesting take. That's very interesting.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't give it like a chance, you know, like people don't try to listen to country because there's also a big spectrum of country music, you know? Like there's a lot of different country music, so it's like it's not all just like tractors and driving, whatever.
Yeah, like I like older country a lot, like you know, Johnny Cash, Roy Orbison, like shit like that. That's just like your classic country artist. But then there's some newer, like I really like Luke Combs. I really do. Blake Shelton.
Oh yeah.
Keith Urban. You know, I feel like you're those like traditional country artists. I'm not. Weren't we supposed to talk about metal? Here we are talking about country
I was
music.
gonna ask a follow-up question to metal, okay?
This is when I say I listen to country, like my playlist is like 40 songs in it maybe. But like
country top 100.
If I get honestly, like I put on country, I used to listen to country music when I drove to work because I worked morning shifts. And I would drive like this is when I worked down in at the Disney Resort in Vero Beach. So when I got off 95, I had to drive through like the woods, through like, you know, it was like the boonies almost. So I was like, man, I feel like this is perfect. When the sun's coming up, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I feel like this is perfect time for some country music. So I would play like God's Country, like Shelton, yeah, some other stuff in there. But yeah, it just puts you. Oh, Chris Stapleton. I forgot to mention. I absolutely love. That's probably my favorite country artist right now. I absolutely love Chris Stapleton, and I feel like metalheads love Chris Stapleton too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like my dad hates country, loves Chris Stapleton. Just a great like singer songwriter.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of the few times I listened to country, and I honestly listen to that if I like get bored of my other music.
Yeah, like to switch it up or something. Yeah. Because I also like the thing with me and metal is like I love metal, but I cannot listen to it 24/7. You know, like I gotta switch it up. Probably put something more chill sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes like, I get in my car, like going to my morning classes, and like Slipknot starts playing.
Yeah,
I can't do this right now.
Turn it off, dude.
I can't do this right now.
I know what you mean. Like first song of the day is like Lorna Shore. Yeah, it's like 9 in the morning.
It's a kick in the teeth, man. I can't do it right now.
Yeah, I just can't. But back to the metal thing. So you were telling me, like you mentioned your father a lot when it comes to you listening to metal and like that's how you kind of got into it growing up. I am very similar. My dad, I don't want to say he showed me metal, but he definitely showed me like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, like, you know, the old like 60s, 70s, 80s music. So how big of an influence was your father, you know, into your metal music? Because now it seems like you really like it. Did he show you specifically metal? Because I know you said he played in like hardcore bands before and whatever.
Yeah, so my dad played in a bunch of bands back in the late 80s, early 90s. Ironically, one of those bands was down here in Tampa. He used to live off of like Fowler Avenue, literally like 10
Really?
minutes away. So he's very
Mm-hmm.
familiar with like this whole area. And he was 19 when he moved down here and started doing all
Mm.
that. And I believe that's when he was in like a pop punk band. He had like a little pop punk
Mm-hmm.
phase in there, which I forget about. But he was in a bunch of like bigger hardcore bands back where he lived. There was a big hardcore scene we were about like an hour from Philly and about 2 hours from New York. So you had that like intersection
Mm-hmm.
of like those two
Mm-hmm.
scenes, and it created this kind of like genre of its own. Um, so yeah, he had a pretty big band back there. He used to tour some like bigger like 90s hardcore bands. I don't know if like Biohazard, Life of Agony, bands like that.
Wow, really?
And I know he used to tell a story about they almost got signed to Roadrunner Records in the early
Really?
90s, but um, that whole thing like dissolved like most other bands at the time,
Mm.
short-lived. They're all young, like hormone-filled
Yeah.
kids that like want to go on and do their own
Mm-hmm.
things in life. And I know my dad was talking about getting that band back together for like a 20 or 30 year anniversary type thing, because they played back like 2009 or something.
Mm-hmm.
They played at some like reunion festival, and yeah, they haven't done anything ever since. But because obviously everybody's scattered across the country now.
Yeah. Yeah. Still pretty cool though. Definitely like you get your influence from him. It's pretty
Yeah,
cool. Yeah.
yeah. So my dad's always kind of played metal around me ever since I was young. Um, and like my mom doesn't like metal.
Mm-hmm.
So like whenever we were in the car, he would like play like clips of like metal songs just as a joke. And
Mm-hmm.
my mom would be like, "Oh, Joseph, turn that off." And yeah, like it just grew on me. It just grew on me. Like I think it was 7th or 8th grade, and I heard System of a Down, Toxicity on the
Mm-hmm.
radio on like our local like hard rock station. And I was like, oh my god, like
This
dude,
is
this
it.
this shit is good. Like this is it. Like
Yeah.
this is it. So that System of a Down was the first band I ever got into, and that was like probably I credit them a lot with getting. So 8th grade, I moved to a new school, and really really hard time in my life, like super difficult time. Probably the first time I ever like faced like mental health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I was experiencing all these like emotions I didn't know what to deal with. New friends, new surroundings, new
Yeah.
house.
Especially in 8th grade. Like
Yeah, and
yeah.
I went from living in a like a, picturesque like suburban neighborhood where all my friends were been like literally like doors down
Down the
from each
street.
other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to living literally in the middle of the woods. A half hour
Wow.
away from my school, like a half hour away from like a locust, like a Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like the just like the difference in environment was crazy. So
Yeah.
like naturally I turned to music to help me get over those times. I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
a thing that a lot of
A
people
lot of people
do,
do.
and it's tried and true, and it works. The two bands that got me through 8th grade, and the two bands that are probably still two of my like favorite bands today, were System of a Down and Pink Floyd.
Oof.
Specifically, The Wall. That album, probably my
Mm-hmm.
favorite album ever. I just absolutely fell in love with. Just the whole like storytelling aspect of it. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just as a concept album, it's absolutely
Mm-hmm.
incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. That's another thing that I wanted to touch on is like, because I was watching this interview today with like Bring Me the Horizon, whatever, and then they were saying something about how nowadays people like they like singles a lot more than a whole album, you know? And I don't know, like I'd have to disagree. Like I love the idea of albums, yo. Like I love the ideas of playing like a whole, like because I feel like an album is like a whole like concept art, like like I love the idea of albums. I love the idea of like the album art. I love the idea of, the little booklets in there. Do you still listen to albums from beginning to end or are you like the shuffle person like a lot of people do?
it's interesting you say that because there are very few albums that I will listen to back to front. Very
Mm,
few. I think, I mean, like I said, I'm a huge System of a Down fan, so I will listen to all their albums back to front,
right.
like no problem. I will listen to Pink Floyd, The Wall, back to front, or like Dark Side of the Moon, or maybe like Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin,
Mm-hmm.
or I think White Pony, Deftones. I didn't even get to that one
Oh
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, probably. There's a couple Rage Against the Machine albums. I think I can do that too. But like, I'm not like a huge like out like I'll sit down for like an hour and like listen to an entire album.
Mm-hmm.
I try to, especially with like newer albums that come out. I'll be like, okay, I'll give this a shot. But honestly, my attention span for like listening to one band in a shot is so limited. I
Mm-hmm.
like variety. That's why I
Mm-hmm.
have my like 2,000 song metal playlist, and I'll just shuffle it
Yeah.
like constantly. And I like having those like different styles, like those different
Mm-hmm.
subgenres like playing, especially when I'm like driving or working out. And the two times I like mostly listen to it.
Right. Right. Yeah. A lot of people, I feel like that's a thing with the newer generation, though. It's just like, the attention span. Because even like me, like if a new album comes out with a new artist, like I listen to like half of it, take a break, and listen to a bunch of other shit, and then go on for the second
Mm-hmm.
half. So I definitely think it's an attention thing, and obviously people like singles a lot more too nowadays. But I just think the idea of a CD and an album is such like an art form. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I just wish
Mm-hmm.
like people still like listen to the whole album, like in certain situations like drives and stuff like that, but people get bored of like the same style, so
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I like listening to albums that, and you probably know what I'm talking about. Either concept albums, which you
Mm-hmm.
basically,
Like a story or
yeah,
something.
like you can listen to singles off of that album, but it's like it's fractured. Like you have, like if you listen to the entire album, you'll
Mm-hmm.
get the entire
And it
like.
flows like one song into another kind
I
of thing. I
that's
love
that's like
that.
audible porn for me.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
when you have like this song lead into another
It just,
song,
you don't even notice it like switches
it's like
songs.
a
It's just like,
seamless transition.
that's a lot of Pink Floyd too.
Yes,
Love it,
yes,
love it,
yeah.
love it.
There's a few metal bands who do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, that's just like I don't know why that is just so like immensely
I
satisfying to
know.
hear one song seamlessly flow into another
I know.
is just like an unparalleled like audible experience. I love it. It's so simple, but I love it. It's so
Right.
great.
Right. So earlier we were talking about how we like you take a mass comm class, whatever. I used to take it, whatever. So you want to be an English and a mass comm major? Is that what you told me yesterday, or you're thinking about switching to mass comm from
Yeah, yeah,
English?
yeah. So, obviously, the entire world knows that I'm an English major, so I'm obviously a complete loser. Um, yeah, I'm proud of it, and and I hate it at the same time. Like I
Yeah.
share some pride in it because like I'm a stubborn person, and I'm like, oh, I'm an English major.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else is
Edgy.
an English major. It's something that like when you hear some people say like, oh, I'm a comp sci major, or I'm a like chemical
Engineer.
engineering. People are like, okay, like
Well, yeah.
I've just met like 30 people in the same day
Yeah.
that are the same major. People are like English, like that bats an eye. People
Mm-hmm.
want to know
Mm-hmm.
why you're
Like
an
a
English
double
major.
take. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, mostly because people are skeptical that you're gonna find a job. People think you're
Yeah.
just gonna work in a gas station for the rest of your
Yeah, or
life.
be an English teacher or some shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And, oh, that's the worst question. People are like, "Do you want to be a teacher?" I'm like, nope, nope,
Nope.
nope,
Not at all.
nope. So yeah, um, there's a part of me that wants to switch from English to mass comm because just because of practicality's sake, knowing that I want to go into journalism, um, I think that like majoring in mass communications with that like broadcast kind of
Concentration, whatever.
yeah concentration would like help me take those classes that are necessarily like pigeonholing journalism. Like if
Mm-hmm.
English is more just like creative writing in general,
Mm-hmm.
poetry, fiction, yeah,
Storytelling
yeah,
kind
yeah,
of stuff.
storytelling, which isn't
Story
bad, which
writing.
isn't which is something that I'm interested in, but I'm like a solid 90% sure I want to go into journalism. So that would, I think, mass communications, which I said that's my minor right now, would benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just like equipping me with the knowledge that like to go into that journalism field because probably a lot of things that I would miss out on if I'm just like
an English major.
An English major, yeah.
It like kind of constricts you more.
Boring English major.
When did you know that English and writing and journalism, like that's what you wanted to go into, sort of as a career?
To be honest.
Or was it just like pick your major right now?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. I really hate when people do that. Yeah. So I was never a math kid. Never. Always struggled with math. Never was a fan of it. Until I took physics. I love physics.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Probably because it's like you can like apply. It's like math, but it's applied to like real life. So yeah, like I was always into writing. Always since elementary school. Always into writing. Always was writing stories. Always was writing poetry. Yeah, I remember my 4th grade teacher wrote in my my yearbook. She wrote like let me know when you're a published author. And I always think about that. I always think about that. And I was kind of I'm not going to say that like I had an epiphany when I was like 10 years old because I'd obviously be bullshitting.
But it's kind of like full circle kind of thing.
Yeah, it is full circle. So I kind of just like forgot about it for a while all throughout middle school, like freshman, sophomore year of high school when I was kind of like, dicking around, know, like I was not present my freshman and sophomore years of high school. I was busy doing other things. Those were my stoner days. Those are my drug days.
Yeah,
I feel so
fun days.
Yeah, those are my fun days when I was like, I didn't give a single shit about school until it was like Christmas of 2019. My mom got me like a journal, and I just started writing in it, and I never stopped. I haven't missed a day in almost 3 years.
Wow. You're still continuing on, or?
Yeah. I mean, like, that kind of just, like, I don't know what it was. I think it was just this, like, I don't know how to describe it. It was so interesting, because, like, I got this journal, and this is me. I wasn't meticulously writing at the time. I didn't care about it. But I got that journal, and I just started writing. I haven't stopped since.
Wow.
So I think that kind of, and like months into it, I'm like, wow, I've like rediscovered my passion for writing. I'm a really good writer. That's like the thing that I'm into. So I think that like my mind like connected like the dots. I was like, okay, you're like writing, you're good at it, be a journalist because you can monetize your writing. And being a novelist is like, that's too irrational, Noah. Maybe you can like do that on the side. So, I'm a big, I like researching and I like talking to people. I like going out there and just like I'm like so like traveling, talking to people, meeting people. I swear college just made me painfully extroverted where I like need to talk to people where I fall into this like depressive state. And I wasn't like that before. I was not like that before, but I absolutely love talking to people and meeting people and just like getting to know their stories. And I feel like, yeah, if you're a journalist, you're a storyteller.
Yep.
You give a voice. I don't like saying give a voice, the voiceless.
Yeah.
Everyone has a voice. You just like...
You just have a platform,
yeah,
I feel like, as a journalist.
You have a platform.
You have a platform. Put out your work and stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. That's very interesting. I'm going to tell a quick story for mine because I was the same way, like in high school. I was like, shit, I don't know what I want to do in college. Like, I don't know my interest, anything. But I was taking an English class, like dual enrollment, my last senior year of high school. And I took that class, and it was a compare and contrast essay. And I wrote about how old Fall Out Boy versus new Fall Out Boy. And
that's
how, like, yeah, and I just wrote the tangent. I was like, yeah, da, da, da. And she was like, this is like exceptional. Like, maybe you should look into this or something. Like going to college. And I was like, oh, communications or something. Like, yeah, it's interesting, right? How like teachers like, because I remember when I was in elementary too, like a lot of teachers would praise my writing as well. So like going to college and looking back at it, it's like, yeah, connecting the dots. Like, this is like what I like. And because I felt like I was going to go to college, like, not knowing what the fuck I'm going to do for 4 years and just, like, get a psych major and see where I go.
That's a fallback major for everybody.
I know. That's exactly what I picked when I applied.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
Psych major, yeah. 100%.
Okay, but new Fall Out Boy is way too poppy for my liking.
New Fall Out Boy is way too poppy, man.
It's not even
so
like
sad.
punk. It's not even. It's like
arena music.
if you're exactly, it's like Weezer. If you're pop punk, you have to have like an equal distribution of pop and punk. And they're just like way too much pop.
It just went straight to the pop spectrum.
Yeah,
I don't know. I hope like their next album, whenever it comes out, changes it up a bit because their guitarist Joe Troman, he just dropped the book and he was like, yeah, that last album we put out, like I didn't even like it. Like I don't know if he said he didn't want to put it out, but he was like, that was just not for me. Like I didn't like it. I didn't really like what we were doing, and I was like, speak up, like everybody probably thought the same, dude. I don't know, like it's very poppy, but it sucks because Fall Out Boy was the band I feel like that really got me into, like that opened the door to like emo music, which went to metalcore and then like hardcore and all this.
That was your pipeline.
Fall Out Boy was my
Fall
pipeline.
Out Boy to like Lorna Shore.
Yeah,
all right.
And now we're here.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yep, it was Fall Out.
I'm gonna be honest, like the first metal song I ever like, I think before System of a Down, the first metal song that I ever like knew. Enter Sandman, Metallica.
Oh,
classic
yeah.
song.
Could you believe I've never listened to Metallica before?
You said that, and I think that's a complete load of shit. I think you should like listen to Metallica.
I think I should too.
I'm not even trying to sound like an old head right now, but like I think Metallica is just that band you have to listen to.
Yeah, what did I just say? Metallica was very, like I heard a lot of bands were influenced by them or whatever. Like they were very big.
They're the biggest metal band to ever exist. They're never gonna be topped.
That's true.
Like what metal band like sells out arenas? There's probably like 3.
Kiss. Would they sell out arenas?
Kiss. I don't even think Kiss is a metal band. I hate Kiss. That's garbage. I'm not a Kiss fan.
Not a Kiss fan.
Yeah, like I've loved Metallica. That's obviously one of those pipeline bands for me.
Like Pioneer.
Yeah, they're up there. System of a Down, Deftones, Metallica. Those like 3 of those like top. Those are like my top 3 bands right now. And then I started getting into. It's so funny how I got into Knocked Loose. I saw them on a tour poster with Amir. They toured with them.
Really?
They toured with Amir, and I liked. And this is the point where like Amir sucks. Like they're a garbage band, but like I love them for some reason.
Yeah, they're just so shitty. You like
they're a terrible band, but I absolutely love them. They're just like great, like just like workout music.
Yeah, like angry music.
Exactly. So they were touring with Amir, and I was like saw them on the poster, and I was like, Knocked Loose. That's an interesting band name. Let's give them a try. And I listened to Dead Ringer, and I'm like,
yep.
What the hell is going on? So yeah, and then Laugh Tracks became like that. Like that's another album I listened to back to front.
Yeah, Laugh Tracks, so good, great album.
Yeah, I
feel like Knocked Loose albums you listen from front to back.
Yeah,
they're very concept album too.
Yeah, and we got to get another album. It's been forever. Yeah. Come on, Brian. What are you doing?
Come on. I know you've been touring, but I don't care. Yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
Like we got an EP. I want more.
I need an album.
I need more.
An album. That's how I got into Kubla Khan, because I saw them on the Knocked Loose poster, and I was like, Kubla Khan TX, and I looked.
I was really into Kubla Khan like way early. Before I was in a Knocked Loose, I was listening to Kubla Khan.
That's crazy, dude. I didn't know Kubla Khan was like so old. Not old, but I didn't know they like had like a reputation. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. That was interesting to see when I first saw it. How do you like the metal scene in Tampa so far? Like from what you've seen in the shows here.
I've only been, how many shows I've been to 3 shows since I've been here. The first one I saw, God, what was it? It was in April. I saw, it was Behemoth, Arch Enemy, Napalm Death, and I'm a big Napalm Death fan. That's my old head band. I just recently got into them. That's my dad's favorite band.
Really?
Yeah. Favorite band, and I couldn't get into them for the longest time until I realized that like, shit, this is good. So this is really heavy. Just like heavy. Really heavy. Yeah, like heavy, like British grindcore. Nice. I love it. And I went to see them mostly because like, and I made my dad so jealous because he hasn't seen this band in like 20 years. So they're playing in St. Petersburg, and I went and saw them. I saw Napalm Death and I left. 5 songs of Behemoth set and I left because I don't like black metal. It's the one genre I don't like.
Yeah. You gotta be like very special person
satanic.
to like
I'm
black
not
metal.
satanic. I don't like burning churches, man. I just like I'm not interested by that kind of stuff. I like groovy, riffy,
chunky.
Yeah. I'm
I like very slow and heavy music. I don't know. Like, you know those slow breakdowns where it's like dun 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 dun.
Listen to Crowbar.
Dun. Do I listen to Crowbar or
you
have I
love
been
Crowbar.
to Crowbar? I should check out Crowbar.
No, the band.
Yeah, I should check out Crowbar, the band.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the venue.
Oh no, I forgot there's a venue.
Venue.
I forgot there's a venue.
My friend got kicked out of their venue.
Really?
Yeah.
They're having an indie night there. Like next month.
They have indie nights. They have emo nights. Yeah.
Yeah, you should listen to Crowbar.
Crowbar.
They're like really just like slow and heavy.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really into that too.
Yeah.
I realize that like any band from New Orleans is like just like slow and heavy as balls.
Interesting. New Orleans.
Yeah.
Isn't
New
it
Orleans.
interesting how because this country is so big, like every like area has like a different scene kind of thing.
I am so interested by like different cities and their like metal scene. Obviously, you've like Bay Area thrash metal, like Slayer, Metallica, Megadeth, all of those bands like the Bay Area, California, and you have Texas. Texas is a great metal scene. Texas is a fantastic metal scene. Obviously, Kubakan. You have like bands like you do like Judiciary and like Creeping Death,
Pantera,
Power Trip. Rest in peace, Riley Gale. I love that band. That sucked when he died. Yeah, Texas, New Orleans, probably my favorite like metal city ever. I love New Orleans bands. Yeah, and you have like Florida. Florida's like death metal capital of like the world.
Yeah, and definitely like the Northeast has their own stuff going on too.
Yeah.
Like I always hear about like it's a lot more like punk and thrash up there. Or am I wrong?
Yeah, New York punk.
Yeah.
New York punks, New York hardcore scenes.
Yeah.
Boston has their own shit. Philly has their own shit. Yeah, and obviously you have plenty of Jersey bands. Yeah. It's interesting how like each region of the U.S. like correlates to their own like subgenre of music. Like, every single area has their own sound. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Like look at like Seattle and their like grunge scene.
Yeah.
Way different than like.
And here,
that whole sound is like way different than like Florida's sound.
Yeah.
Like it's just it's interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting. It's very interesting, and then like that's just like the United States. But then if you go out to Europe and stuff, like the UK has their own scene. Like Eastern Europe has their own stuff too.
Yeah, that's all black metal. Like Eastern Europe's all black metal, pretty much.
Really?
Yeah, because like all those like black metal bands from like Poland or
like freaking. What was like that one? Like they're from Russia or whatever, and they're super heavy. I forgot the name.
Yeah, like, bands from Russia. Slaughter to Prevail.
That's the band I was just thinking about. Yeah.
Yeah, interestingly enough,
it like blanked out completely.
They're technically from England.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're from England. Like obviously, like I forget the vocalist's name.
Alex.
Yeah. You know, he lives in Orlando now.
Yeah, he lives next to Fronz from Attila.
Really?
Yeah.
They live next to their neighbors?
I don't know if they're neighbors, but Fronz definitely helped them out to get a house in Orlando.
God. I forget.
Isn't that so weird to think?
I forget Fronz is like a person.
Real.
He once responded to my comment on Instagram like a few years ago.
What did he say?
I said, I love you, Fronz, no homo. And then he said full homo always. Keep it 100. I literally have the screenshot if you want to see it.
That's hilarious.
It was maybe one of the funniest things that I forget about. I'm like, Prince Fronz
you just look back at it and
told me to keep it full homo always.
100%.
Oh my God. Isn't he like a porn star now?
Mm-hmm. He makes OnlyFans with his girl. They just had a kid too. Bro, his kid looks exactly like him.
Bro had kids with his old girlfriend or something. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Dude's a menace.
Dude is a menace. He's so funny though. I moshed with Fronz at the last Attila concert.
Really?
Prison was opening up and we were all moshing and he was in there. We were moshing. It was pretty fun.
Attila's one of those bands that can't stand, but like
I'm going to see them next week.
I would see it. I would see Attila just to see like the absolute like idiocy of Attila. Yeah, like terrible music. Like lyrically, like some of the most like misogynistic garbage lyrics ever. But like I said, it's like a mirror. It's like I like it. I like it.
It's like
I don't
it's
care.
Like guilty pleasure. It's so bad.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get a lot of hate, but like I've definitely gotten comments before where people are like, "Wow, you like Attila, you like Amir, you like that stuff," and I'm like, "Yeah."
I just need to like. I'm gonna find this comment.
You should find it.
I'm going to. I have a screenshot on my phone. And this was like a while ago. This was like 2018, I'd say.
Was this like when they toured with Amir or no?
I don't know if that was a.
Because I know they toured with Amir on like
I've never seen them. I don't think I would pay money to see them. Let's see screenshots.
Me paying money to see them.
You're seeing them in West Palm Beach, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's for their 10-year Rage anniversary tour.
Yep, here it is. So this is April 30th, 2019. I said, Fronz, you're cute as fuck, no homo. Franzilla responded, full homo always, keep it 100.
No way.
And then I have photo proof of that happening.
Oh, whoa, let me see it. Oh my god, full homo always, keep it 100. Wow, nice.
And it got 43 likes, so.
Nice, got your little clout moment.
Got my little clout.
Good shit.
That is so embarrassing. My profile picture was Playboy Cardi dye lit. Yeah, that was my Cardi phase.
You went through a Cardi phase?
I have not gotten out of my Cardi phase.
You're still in the Cardi phase.
Honest to God, the only reason why I've listened to Cardi is to piss off the girls I was dating at the time. It's been like 3 straight of like, I'm absolutely hating Cardi, and I love Cardi. So like, I just listened to it to piss them off.
So like, a lot of your exes did not like Cardi?
We got it. We're emerging into dangerous territory here,
Okay, well, let's back it up. Was it one or multiple?
Multiple. I don't know what it is with them hating Playboy Cardi. And I'm like, I remember, this is like one of my exes like years and years ago. I remember I tried to like put her on to Cardi. And she hated rap music. She hated rap music. And I was like, dude, you gotta be racist or something. Because like, how can you hate rap music? Just like listen to like Travis Scott or something. I'm a huge metalhead, but I love rap. Love it. It's like, listen to like Travis Scott or something. Or I don't know, like Kanye or whatever. I don't know. Listen to something. No, she was like Harry Styles, One Direction, Tame Impala. I'm like, yeah, you Taylor Swift. Oh my god. And I was like, dude, you have to be racist.
Taylor Swift fans are like a different breed, yo.
Dude, she is a different breed.
She is a different breed.
If her top 2 artists are Taylor Swift and Harry Styles, run away. That's a red flag.
Especially Taylor Swift.
Like, she's. Go ahead.
I feel like such a bad host. I'm just like.
Yeah, getting your guest completely shit faced. I'm fine. I can hold.
This is like fucking No Jumper. Like the joints and shit.
Oh my god, No Jumper. Ugh, man. I used to watch that on it, like unironically. I was like, man, I want to be Adam 22.
Adam 22.
I want to be him. Like,
he has OnlyFans with his girl too.
He's had OnlyFans, yeah. He's been banging his porn star girlfriend for years and years
they have
now.
A kid
Honestly,
too.
good for them.
What do you think about people who, like, big celebrities and stuff who have OnlyFans and they have kids? Like, what do you think? Like, when the kid grows up and stuff, do you think that's like we'll just figure it out when we grow up? Or
I don't really have an opinion on that, but like, if people want to make an OnlyFans, I'll go ahead.
Yeah,
just like go ahead.
Who's gonna stop you?
I'm gonna be honest with like, and this is my little political statement. As much as like women's bodies try to get controlled by the government and by just like society and you know expectations of humanity, if you want to take that power back and like monetize your own body through OnlyFans, fucking go ahead. Like there are so many like forces at play that try to like restrict women, and I think that's just like taking the power back, you know. Like fuck you, I'm gonna make money off of my tits.
And that's interesting. I never correlated like the two together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like an interesting perspective.
That's just like my own take on it.
That's a good, interesting take though. Like I never thought about it that way. Is that like? Would you say that's like the same with like reclaiming words and stuff like that, or no?
What do you mean?
Like reclaiming words. You know how like the gay community is like reclaiming the F word and stuff like that,
Oh,
or like
yeah.
yeah, or like Hispanics would like spick or something. What do you think
I-
about reclaiming words?
I don't know.
Do you have an opinion on that or no?
Go ahead and say it, man. I'm not gonna say it because like that's rude. Like I'm not gonna, you know.
No, yeah, like you're not gonna say. I don't know. I just think it's
No,
like
yeah.
I don't
God, I mean, like reclaiming
I
words.
feel like it's a double-edged sword for me. I don't know.
um.
Because we had this debate in class about it. About
Nothing's gonna
reclaiming
stop
words.
it. Nothing's gonna stop it.
Yeah.
So,
That's what
yeah.
I'm saying. There's like millions of people in this world. Like to get everybody on the same page. Like there's always gonna be like that one bastard who's like, no, you know,
Yeah.
who's gonna want to do what he wants to do. Very interesting.
I'm a big believer in people should just like do whatever they want.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
as long as they're like responsible and
respectful.
and, yeah, keep their fellow neighbor in mind. It's
Mhm.
really a really shitty philosophy on life. That's what I was gonna. Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. That's like my own question that I asked that I was like thinking. I was like, what's your philosophy on life?
My philosophy on life.
Yeah,
my,
everyone has like this.
Aristotle.
Everyone has this like kind of like mantra that like they like
Yeah,
carry
mantra.
with them
Mantra.
like through their day to day.
Well, my college mantra is I'm here for a good time, not a long time. But that's a college mantra.
That was my
That was
Instagram
bad.
bio for a long time. Yeah, I'm ashamed. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Right now,
good
it's
that you
just
admit it.
yeah. I'm an open book, man. I'll say anything.
I think my
holds
like
barred.
life philosophy is like live and let live. Even though that's like a very corny saying, it's like live and let other people live their lives, you know?
Yeah,
And just
yeah.
just vibe, like you know, just
vibe.
coexist and live, you know?
Yeah,
Don't be so worried
Yeah.
about or what's going on in everybody else's shit, you know? Like
yeah. I take every day. How me personally, I can very very much get anxious from like looking ahead at
right.
at life, looking ahead at my week, looking
Future.
ahead at the month, looking ahead, yeah.
The
Just like
future.
staring into the abyss.
Yeah.
And your mind starts to fill up all of these
Yeah.
like fears and worries and questions and things you get to do, things you get to like, oh, like, do I have enough money? Like, am I just you start to like I start to freak myself out. So I have to, and I swear to God, my dad is like my personal therapist because we struggle a lot. He honestly is more helpful than my therapist right now. So like we struggle with a lot of the same like mental health issues, which I feel bad saying. Oh, it's great. We struggle with the same shit. Like it's just good to have somebody like to.
That
I'm very
yeah.
thankful that like once I started like opening up to my dad, especially with like my issues, he has become so much more like he'll text me like, hey, like how you doing? Like, you know, like, hey, like you doing? Like, and I'll say to him, like, I literally just texted him yesterday. He was like, hey, but like, you know, like how you like how's your week been? And I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, it's fucking sucked. Like I've had a really up and down week. I've definitely been struggling. Like ever since like I came back here, like I've just like it's been a constant like emotional whirlwind. And he was like, you know, he sent me a whole ass like paragraph. And I remember there was one thing that he said that like has been like burned in my brain ever since I read it yesterday. He was like, there is no wrong decision if it brings you peace. I'm like, man, oh my God.
Yeah, let that sit in.
Yeah, like shit, I'm about to get that tattooed on me.
God damn it, Noah.
Oh man, I'm going to Ink Villains, man. I'm going to Ink Villains.
Get it
I'm
tattooed.
getting. Oh no, there's another tattoo I want.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
God
there's
damn
like
it, Noah.
there's like 30 fucking tattoos that I want, and I just gotta like pick which one feels good in that moment, and then I'll
Yeah,
get
I
it.
know what you mean.
Yeah, my wallet hates me, but like I got skin that needs to be colored, man.
True.
So yeah, if there's no wrong decision if it brings you peace. So
That's
now
really good.
I'm gonna start thinking
Yeah.
about that. I'm
Yeah.
like, because I'm constantly somebody who's like mulling. I struggle with indecisiveness.
Yeah.
I struggle with indecisiveness. I always had since I was a kid. And I kill myself and I with anxiety over like, oh, did I make the right decision? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, let me just like make a pros cons list for each thing.
Yeah.
And I get so lost with it. Whenever I do make a decision, I half-ass it because I'm always wavering. And I'm like, I just gotta, make a decision and run with it.
Yeah.
Run with it. Like that was the choice that I made at the time. That was the best decision I thought I could make in that exact moment. And if it brings me peace, there is no wrong decision.
It was not a bad decision. That's very true.
I'm going to think about that for a long time.
Let that sit, man.
Yeah.
My dad is
quite the philosopher when he wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Very thankful for that. Very thankful.
That's very good.
In real shit. This could be this could be a perfect transition to talking about parents. Didn't you want to talk?
I was just about to bring that up. 100%. Yeah. So you were telling me last time we hung out or whenever it was, how like at the beginning your parents like didn't, I guess, like acknowledge like your mental health problems and stuff growing up, which is like very relatable to that sense. But now you're saying like ever since you spoke up about it to your dad, he's actually a lot more understanding about it and stuff. Is that like the same relation with your mom or?
Oh my god.
Oh wait, first off, do you have siblings? I never knew that.
Yeah, I have my sister.
Older or younger?
She's 18. She just turned 18.
Oh, very close in age, though.
Yeah, I could go on and on about my sister because some shit has gone on. So I first came out to my dad. I first started talking about like my mental health issues with my dad because I know my dad struggled with bipolar disorder. My dad used to have panic attacks when I was a kid, and he landed in the hospital a few times because of it. So I knew that he has, and my dad, I knew he was going to therapy, and he's been on Wellbutrin, and so I was like, okay, chances are he's dealing with the same exact thing that I'm dealing with, obviously to a bigger scale because the man's 49 years old, so a little bit different, but still I can take solace in knowing that like my voice is heard and I am respected through my mental health issues. So I literally opened up to him about my issues right before like my entire fucking like life went to shit. Literally like a day before everything just like came crashing down. I talked to him about my issues, which is kind of ironic because
timing.
It only got worse, but I'm glad I did it when I did it.
It only went downhill from here.
Yeah. I'm still just like trying to like pick up the pieces right now. I
feel you.
I know I'm doing better. better. Like I know I'm making a lot of progress with myself and like dealing with my emotions and dealing with myself because living by yourself is tough. It's tough shit. It's rough shit. Like honestly, man, like
constant. That's like something that affected me a lot when I moved out to college, was just like being alone constantly with your mind and yourself. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that happened a lot when the pandemic hit to a lot of people being on shutdown and all that stuff. Like, because I feel like with me, like my problems came to light when
That is very interesting you say that because that is one of my main struggles right now. Being alone with myself and my thoughts, it feels an honor. Yeah, it's just something that like I am always just trying to keep myself busy. I am always trying to take advantage of like opportunities where I can socialize, opportunities where I can be with people because I like being alone. I used to think it was great. Now I've like recently like lost the ability to like do that. And then I start to make really irrational decisions, like adopting a cat.
Like impulsive. Yeah.
Or getting like...
But solitude. Because like you said that you used to enjoy being alone a lot too. Mm-hmm. I would come home from school, from practice, I'd enjoy my alone time. But when you have so much alone time, like that's all you have, it gets kind of scary, you know? And I feel like you appreciate your alone time a lot more when you're with a bunch of other people. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just spent the whole day, like you said, spending your socialization like the whole day, when you get home, like you're good to relax, like you're not thinking about it. But it's just like the idea of being alone constantly, like, I don't know, like you said, fill up your time. Like, that's what I try to do.
Yeah, I am notorious for like planning like 3 things with different people at the exact same time.
Yes.
I do that because like I'm admittedly bad at saying no to people. So like somebody, like I remember like last Thursday I was invited to play Dungeons and Dragons at my frat house. And at the same time, I was invited to a poker night by one of my friends at the same time, and I was like, yeah, I said yes to both of them. I'm like, oh man, I got to bail on somebody. So I ended up going to the D&D thing, and I had a great time. I pack my schedule, and sometimes I get overwhelmed with it, but I feel like mostly I love it.
Yeah.
I love being busy.
Better to have too much than too little, I feel like.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My mom refuses to like get me on meds. Refuses to freaking like. I'm gonna. God, keep talking shit about me. I hate it. But
I know.
Yeah, I just like I'm at the point where I think I need like to be on something.
Yeah, 100%.
But like, my mom thinks I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
For thinking that, and I'm like, yeah, I am crazy.
That's why we need it.
That's why we need it. Yeah, I forgot what
was the question?
What was the question?
The question was how old were you when you started to really like be like, holy shit, like I do have a problem and this is affecting my everyday life.
Age 19.
Nice, cool. 19th birthday.
Maybe like 4 months ago.
Wow.
Not even joking.
You turned 19 in January, right? End of January.
Come on, you know my birthday. You know it.
Stop. I'm asking the questions here.
You know my birthday.
Okay. January 25th.
Yes. January 6th.
Yes. Cool.
I'm good.
Cool.
4 months ago is when I had a realization, like, man, my mental health is garbage. Because a lot of things happened. Basically, like the entire life that I built myself, my first semester of college, like went away. Went away overnight. Just like came crashing down on me, and like just like I was left completely by myself. And I became so accustomed to spending my day-to-day life with people. I was never by myself. I could not deal with the solitude. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. And honestly, I still feel that to an extent. It's like I hate comparing myself to like how I was months and months ago, because like my summer sucked. Like June, July, awful months, terrible months. My mental health was like all-time low those 2 months, and I am doing so much better now than I was. And I just like hate comparing myself to that like point in time. But God, I forgot the question again. I just get so lost in my own train of thought.
It was just like, when did you know like your mental health problems?
Yeah.
So it was like 4 months ago.
It was
okay,
like
but do you think like 4 months ago you were like, damn, my mental health is bad, or do you think like?
Oh, it's always sucked.
You like when? No, I mean like when did you first realize like, well, maybe I do have like a problem or something? Like maybe this is like beyond like just me being sad, for example, or like angry, you know, like maybe this is like deep rooted or some shit.
So I've honestly always think that I've like dealt with mental health issues, like depression. I'm gonna say namely.
Yeah.
Honestly, ever since I moved in 8th grade, there was just no conversation about it around my house. Even though it was so weird because my dad was dealing with all of these issues throughout all of my life. And my parents made it so... They put such an emphasis on making it like hush-hush. Like, we're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it. Do you feel depressed? No. You're just sad.
You're just sad.
You're just sad.
Just sad.
I feel like every parent does that.
Don't wake up better tomorrow.
Yeah. So like there was no conversation about mental health. So I ignored all signs of my own mental health. I was like, oh, I'm fine. I'm good. Yeah. Until people were like, oh, no, Noah, like you sound mentally ill. Like I hate to say it, but like you sound like your pattern of behavior.
Like that's concerning.
What you're saying, your pattern of behavior. I know you're not a risk for you at yourself or others, but like
It's concerning, right?
It's a little bit concerning.
Yeah, when I got to college, a lot of people told me that. They're like, some of the things you say is like concerning. I kind of did get called out a bit in college where I was like, shit, like, maybe, like, this is not like a joke, like, sorry, continue.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Me too.
I apologize.
Yeah, I had the same moment, and I was like, I was kind of like the more people said it, I was like,
You're like,
and then I became more hyper aware of my own like, and I admittedly, I've gotten so much better at it since I've gone to therapy, and I'm able to like process it more, like break it down more, instead of like being lost within like that like certain emotion. I'm like dealing with like self-destructive tendencies. And there was no given like moment during like whether it would occur or not. Like somebody would say something, right? Or do something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, something that would set me off,
Mm-hmm.
and I would shut down, remove myself from the situation, probably just like leave, get in my car and leave, and like refuse to talk to anybody about
and
what
just
happened.
go ghost.
And that is so fucking frustrating for other people from their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand how that had such an impact on my relationships
Mm-hmm.
and my friendships. And I'm like, oh my God. I kept on pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing these people to the edge. I kept on pushing them away. And I was like, at one time, they're going to stop. They're going to stop fucking with me. They're going to be like, okay, enough's enough. But I kept on doing it. And I was like, no, I'm going to get away. These people love me. These people love me. They're never going to. And they did.
Yeah.
They did. And they
Yeah.
did.
Well, when was that? Was that summer or?
Yep.
That was during the summer,
Yep.
really? Summer semester? Wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the regrets that I carry.
Yeah,
I carry.
100%.
I have a lot of regrets from like how I used to act, because I'm a very different person than I was last month. I'm a very different person than I was last week. I was a very different person than I was 6 months ago. I'm constantly learning new things about myself. I'm constantly learning new things about the world around me. That's why we're here in college.
Yep.
Like, that's why we're here.
To learn, yeah, exactly.
To learn, not only
expand our education shit,
exactly.
but just like education on everything.
Yeah.
Not just like bookwork.
Yeah.
100%.
So, God, I lost my train of thought again. But like,
sorry, I think it's 'cause I feel like I cut you off and you're like, fuck.
You don't cut me off. I just like start like going on tangents. It's just
that's
how
totally
I roll.
fine.
But yeah, like I now realize my bullshit back then. I'm like, man, I fucking did that.
Yeah.
Like I ruined all of this, and I try not to. I have a lot of regrets, but I try not to like wallow in those regrets. Like if I can sit in a state of self pity, and I can make myself cry like a bitch, to be honest.
Yeah.
I can, and I do sometimes, but I feel like there is absolutely no use in just like having these regrets and just like sitting
and
in
wallowing
them.
in it.
Yeah, you have these regrets. What the fuck are you gonna do about them?
Right.
Like you have to go out there and
move
on and be a better person and like try to
learn
improve
from it
yourself.
too.
Yeah.
So
that's
something like with. Sorry, I cut you off again.
No, so like that's just where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's something like I'm learning with my mental health as well. Is like when I make a mistake or I like fuck up whatever, it's like, okay, let's learn and like not try to do it again, or like, it's like I feel like it's very hard, and I know like it's not just you and me relating to this shit. Like I know a lot of college people as well are like going through the same stuff. College is a very vulnerable time. Like you're an adult, you're alone, you're moving away from your family. You're with your thoughts your whole time, like, and you gotta be productive too. Like,
yeah,
it's definitely like being in college, like as a freshman, it's definitely a vulnerable time because it's very different from being a freshman in high school. You know what I'm saying? Like being a freshman in high school, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my God, like, are you so nervous? Like, this is a new stage. But like when it comes to college, they're like, yes, they praise you. And it's like, shit, this is so much more scarier. This is so much, like, it's so much being yourself. Like, you just have to be alone. And it's scary. Like you said, the social aspect of definitely like a social aspect is very important.
Sorry I ghosted you.
It's okay. We talked about it and we know. Sorry I talked about you on my podcast.
You did?
Well, I just mentioned the story of you and you know who. About how like we met and then like the next day you guys ghosted me.
You talked about that in your podcast?
Yeah, I didn't mention names though.
Okay.
I didn't mention names.
No, that's fair. That's
like,
fair.
I didn't, like, expose you guys. I was like,
That's
fuck
fair.
these guys. I'm going to beat their ass. Like, nah.
Hey, if you're a regular listener, it's me. I'm that guy.
Full circle, guys.
We're finally putting a voice to the story right now.
Putting a name to the face. Yep, exactly. No, but yeah, definitely. Like, I understand, like, the isolation and shit. Like, it's hard. Like, I wonder how many more people, like, more freshmen like us are going through. I know it's a lot, but, like...
I think about that all the time. I'm like, man, like, I think I'm I'm, like, alone here. And I'm like,
yeah.
Oh, man, probably, like, half the damn school's struggling with this right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I think. I'm like, dude, I'm, like, fucking crazy. Like, I'm, like, mental. Like, oh, my God. But then I, like... Because I feel like that's also, like, in the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're going through that episode or whatever, you're, like, you think you're, like, complete dog shit. You're, like, at the lowest. But then when you step back and you're like, no, like, this is pretty common. Like, at least with me, because, like, I know I have, like, severe depression. And I just know a lot of people also have depression, too. Like, I know I'm not, like, crazy. You know what I'm saying? But it's scary because it's also scary to talk about it, you know? Like, you're not just going to bring this up with somebody, like, randomly, you know? Or would you?
I will.
Oh, you would? Oh, well, okay.
I would.
That's me.
I would. I'm an open book.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm an open book.
True.
I will fully tell you all my shit. Listen, man. Fuck small talk. Listen, small talk has its place in time, but dude, like, trauma dump on me. Honestly. Like, can we have...
Oh, man.
You've
been wanting me to trauma dump.
No, I'm not saying you. No, I'm not saying you. No, I feel like because I am constantly, like, telling you about my issues, and you're like, you're just like, I'm listening. You're like, yeah, man, I don't know. Because you're like, yeah, no, shut the fuck up.
No.
Like, yeah, man, I think you should do it, man. I think you should go. You just tell her how you feel, man. Because, like, I don't know. There's no answers for my issues. I just really like talking about it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you and Cecilia trauma dump, although I'd appreciate that because I feel like we have this, like, reciprocal conversation going on.
Yeah, 100%.
But, like, people in general, tell me your shit. Yeah. Tell me your shit. I promise that I have my own shit. You can talk about your shit. Mm-hmm. Like we all want to, like, vent. We all want somebody to, like, listen, just hear us.
Yeah.
I don't need to give you any constructive things on me.
Yeah, I don't want advice. I just want you to listen.
Just, like, listen to me talk. Make sure I don't sound totally crazy. Mm-hmm. Just, like, I need to, like, voice my train of thought.
Yeah, just say it out loud. 100%. But that goes, like, what you were just saying about how you trauma dump easily to me, but I'm kind of, like, more closed off towards you. I feel like that had a lot to do with my parents and growing up as well, with them, like, ignoring the mental illness. Like you said, like, oh, depression, you're just sad, like, get over it, you know? I feel like that definitely followed me into my adult life where I'm very standoffish. Like, I got my walls up and stuff. And I know a lot of people struggle with that as well. Like, growing up, like, that's a big stigma, you know? Like, growing up in a household where, like, they teach you not to talk about it, keep it hush-hush. So then when you do become an adult, you try to keep it to yourself and keep it hush-hush. So I, like, admire you a lot for being so open about it, you know? Especially, like, what you just said earlier. It's pretty good. Like, I don't know. Like,
no holds barred.
What?
No holds barred.
What does that mean?
I'm not holding anything back. You ever heard that phrase before?
No. Yeah, I'm not holding anything back. That's really good.
Yeah, like, just like...
I need to take some from you. Because I feel like I'm very... Like...
It's a blessing and a curse. It's
a blessing and a curse. Yeah, because I have this friend. She, like... She's been through a lot. I'm not going to lie. But she, like, trauma dumps like this. Like, she'll tell you her whole life story like this. And I'm like, holy shit. Like, I can't. Like, I'm so standoff.
Here's the thing. Ironically, I never used to be like this. Really? I used to be so emotionally shut down.
Really?
So emotionally shut down until it literally was, like, months ago. I had this freaking, like, emotional transformation throughout myself. Now, I'm like...
Everything's out in the open.
Everything. Because I'm like, there's no use to being emotionally shut down. I used to be such a little bitch because I wouldn't say how I felt. I would just like, no, I'm fine. I'm good.
This is a call out.
I promise I'm good. I'm calling myself out. Like the month of, like, April. Oh my God. April Noah. Fuck you. You little bitch who just want to be honest with his own emotions, okay? That's not helping anybody. Mm-hmm. That is not helping anybody.
Yeah,
you're not helping yourself.
Sometimes vulnerability is a good thing.
Exactly. A healthy amount of vulnerability.
Yep.
We're all dealing with mental health issues. Mm-hmm. Let's create that conversation. It's nothing that we have to be ashamed of. It's nothing that we have to hold back. Like, literally everybody at this school is dealing with something. But we think it's just
Dude, yeah. It's so, I feel like it's still so stigmatized, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's still, I think, like, we were kind of taught to keep it hush-hush, but we're kind of the ones breaking, like, the echo chamber or whatever it's called. Like, we're finally stepping out and talking about it. But it is a little scary to be the first, like, generation to do that, you know? Or I feel like it's probably just me.
We are the trailblazers.
We are the trailblazers. I feel like we're the trailblazers for a lot of stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Like, speaking about, like, how the internet, especially, like, we're the first generation that has, like, the internet all around us. Technology all around us. Like, we're not like, holy shit, this new iPhone. Or, oh, my God, like, we have a television now. Like, that's also, like, big pressures. Like, I feel like we feel, like, a lot of pressures, you know? We're also really young.
Well, we have to, like, single-handedly save this damn planet.
Yeah, that's another pressure we have to deal with.
We gotta
save the planet.
We gotta solve climate change, or we're fucked.
Solve climate change. Fuck, dude. Yeah. Just like a lot. That's something I wanted to talk about on this podcast today too. It's just like a lot of the pressures. I feel like going into college, post-pandemic, being an adult on your own to not a whole new world, but a very different world than how it was before, you know, the pandemic hit, you know, and just trying to navigate life and trying to navigate yourself while also following through with your career and keeping up with class. Like, I know you relate to a lot of that stuff with me as well, because we're both college freshmen. We came in at the same time. We've had the same amount of semesters, you know, like, very interesting. It's very difficult. I wonder, because it's very common. Like, it's definitely very common. It's like 1 in 5 Americans have like a mental health problem or something. And put in perspective,
it's probably 5 out of 5 Americans, to be honest.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, 1 out of 5.
Those 4 Americans are just too nervous to like admit it.
The 4 Americans don't admit it.
Or they're in denial. They're like April Noah. They're in denial.
They're April Noah. In denial. 100%. 100%.
Yeah. Like, I will fully air out my shit. Now, I shouldn't do it necessarily right now, considering this is going to be like published on the web.
Yeah.
And my future employers are probably gonna hear this. And they're gonna be like, wow.
Why are you talking about Bacardi?
What the fuck is this dude talking about? I can't have them working here. Except Vice, they would love that shit.
Yes.
Oh man,
for real. Show us the Vice.
Shout out to Vice.
Jubilee.
I'm gonna work there eventually.
That would be sick. I can see you working at Vice, dude.
That's what honestly, when I was a junior in high school, my English teacher, shout out to Miss Picciano, love her.
Period.
She was like, she literally said it, like, Noah, like, I can see you like working on like in like the Middle East somewhere, like on like for some story for Vice, and I was like, yeah, that's great. I can totally do that. And ever since, I've just been like fascinated with Vice and fascinated with like the stories they cover, and I want to work for Vice. I'm going to work for Vice.
Manifest that shit.
You
right
heard
now.
it here first.
You heard it here.
It is October 11th, 2022, and I'm in like 3 years' time. I'm gonna be in my cubicle
in Vice headquarters,
Montreal, Quebec, Canada.
Sick.
I'm gonna be there.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yes, dude. Do you ever get excited thinking about the future, or do you think that just leads to your anxiety?
No, I get excited.
You get excited?
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah,
Love
I feel you.
Yeah.
That's a good motivation factor.
Because
it's very, like, scary.
Yeah.
Not seeing your future and, like, not knowing what the fuck you're gonna do.
That gets me going. It really does. I realize why I'm here.
Yeah, I'm so thankful for college. Like, you know, relationships and people aside, just like the college aspect, the education, learning professors, learning groups.
That's exactly.
It's so satisfying.
It's grounding.
It's grounding, yes.
It's
makes
grounding.
Me feel so good.
Because you realize why you're here. You realize the true intention of why you're here. Those are the foundational pieces that make you right now. College. So once you start like focus into that, you feel better about yourself.
Yeah.
Because that's self-improvement inherently.
Yeah.
I should be a fucking therapist, man. I'm good.
Dude, what you said was really good. Because I remember my first semester here, not a lot of people, but, like, people were telling me, like, Bia, like, you're spending so much money at a university. Like, people don't even get degrees nowadays. You don't need a degree. But I told myself, I was like, you are here not just for an education. You are here to make connections as well. Because I feel like with our majors and stuff, like, journalism and making connections and talking to people and uploading. Like, you need connections. Like, you need people who are, like, in there. You know what I'm saying? And, like, know what's going on. So college is way more than just connection or just the education part of it.
Oh, yeah, like. Exactly. I'm here to meet some new people and, like, black out drunk sometimes. Like,
we've been there.
Yeah, I'm here to walk home from the club at 3:30 in the morning.
Dude, have the walk of shame from my friend's dorm at 5:30.
Did you know I walked home? I told you that, right? I walked.
When'd you walk home?
Friday when you picked me up. When I went to the parking garage, my car was at the venue on 42nd Street.
Wait, did I drop you off at your house that night? Where did I drop you off?
You dropped me off. My car was in the MSC. You dropped me off my car. I'm just saying. So my car was at the venue.
Yeah.
I Ubered to Mint.
Mm-hmm.
And then I walked home with my friend from Mint all the way back to 42nd Street at 3:30 in the morning.
Noah.
And then I drove to the MSC, and that's where you picked me up from the MSC. We went back to my place.
Yeah. And then, where'd you leave the car?
MSC, the parking garage.
You left it there overnight?
No, you drove me back to the MSC to grab my car.
Oh, and then you drove your car back to MSC.
Very confusing, but like,
that's what happened. That's what happens in college. Dude, I just know we've had some crazy ass stories in college, dude.
Oh my god.
Dude.
Can that be an episode by itself?
We could definitely. I want to make an episode where I just tell a bunch of fucking stories and shit. I'm scared to do it, but I want to do it, you know?
Names and all.
Names and all? Oh my god.
No. Don't get yourself killed.
No, not names.
Don't get yourself killed.
In my last episode, I didn't even say names, so you're good. Well, now they know your name, but
it's me. It's me, everybody.
In the flesh, Noah. Yeah. Totally cool though. What's your hat? Celestial Realm.
I got it from Urban Outfitters. It was like $10.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like some band or something.
Yeah, no, it's just some weird Urban Outfitters shit.
Crazy shit.
Got it on sale. So, dub.
Period.
I just love hats.
You do love hats.
I love hats because my hair is insane. I haven't cut my hair in over a year, so.
Really?
Yep.
You ever do you ever think about doing like hairstyles with it or something? Like
I like it how it is. Funny you say that. So like when I went on to the frat house Friday, and one of my brothers was there, and he was like, "Oh my God, Noah, I've never seen you without a hat before. You look so different." Because like people forget like I have like bleached hair.
Yeah.
So I'm like.
The hair came out good though.
You don't need to lie to me. It looks like shit.
Okay, well, you got the hat on, so I can't really say. But what I saw on Friday, it looked good. But I also was super stoned.
It's okay. I need to do it again, but I don't want to, like, cause my hair to fall.
Yeah, just wait a bit kind of thing.
Yeah. I totally skipped class for this.
Oh, shit, yeah, I completely... damn it, Noah. You did skip class for this.
Honestly... This is a lot more fun.
More entertaining?
Oh my God, yeah.
Do you know how crazy I am to sit here for like 2 hours just talking to myself on a microphone?
That's not crazy. That sounds great. I think
it's better to talk into a microphone than to myself, I guess.
Yeah. And
that's true.
Yeah, it's like my free therapist right here.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally free therapy.
I have mental issues.
We all do. Yeah. Do you believe everybody has some type of mental health issue? You don't think anybody's like just like okay?
Yeah, nobody's okay.
Interesting.
I don't mean to say that like everybody's fucked up inside.
Yeah.
I think of that lyric and can you feel my heart?
What lyric? What lyric?
I can't drown my demons. They know how to swim.
Oh yeah,
I guess like the most like emo.
Yeah, that's so like, edgy.
lyric ever.
Yeah. I feel you. I can't drown my demons. They know how to swim. Yeah.
Tattooed right there. No, that's just like.
Bring Me the Horizon. No gay shit, but they are so my like downer music. Like whenever I'm sad, like I want to cry, I play Bring Me the Horizon. Like it's so bad. Like,
I listened to them like when they were like heavy as balls.
No, yeah, they're like older shit, 100%. Like the sadness never ends. Whatever. Like their album, There Is a Hell. That is my depression album. That's top tier. What other are your go-to sad artists? Like when you're
sad
like,
artists. Oh my God, I'll have to like pull up my. I have so, like I said, I have an absolutely insane like music catalog like
Mm-hmm.
Bon Iver, like my sad artists like Bon Iver, Elliott Smith, like Father John Misty, Car Seat Headrest, love
Car Seat Headrest.
Car Seat Headrest, also like Cocteau Twins, yeah, some like Slow Die, some fucking Smashing Pumpkins, some like shoegaze.
Mm-hmm.
So here my music dump. Oh yeah, My Bloody Valentine. Any like
Oh, that's a good song. It's like a guilty pleasure song.
Yeah, like some of my some really sad music. Oh, King Cruel, love them. Yeah, anything that's kind of Tame Impala, some Tame Impala songs. Clairo.
When you're sad,
Clairo,
do you listen?
Mac DeMarco, Radiohead, definitely.
Oh, Radiohead's a good option.
Yeah.
So when you're sad, do you listen to more like mellow music?
Yes.
Or you listen to more mellowed down music?
Yeah.
Mine is like, I start off with super sad, mellow, crying music, and then my playlist like progresses to super angry, like screaming music. So by the time the playlist is done, I'm like, I feel so much better. You know what I'm saying? I cried, I screamed, I'm good.
Yeah. I don't really listen to sad music very often.
I try not to intentionally listen to sad music, I feel like. Because I feel like when I purposely put on sad music, it makes me sad. And like, it just brings me down so much more than I need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I really try to reserve that playlist for like sad moments.
Yeah, I
like
honestly, I listen to sad music when I write. Because I feel like a lot of great writing material is birthed out of sadness.
Yep. Out of emotion, man.
Out of
emotion.
Yeah.
And it could be any emotion too. Like, it's not just sadness or anger. Like love, romantic songs, stuff like that. Like being in love, writing about that stuff. My bad.
Oh man. Yeah. That stuff, huh?
I didn't know you write like that, so I didn't know.
Wait, it's nothing like that.
Dude, I didn't even know you wrote to like begin with. Like, I don't know, it didn't click.
I'm a fucking English major. What do you think I do?
I don't know. Read fucking like Edgar Allan Poe or some shit.
Edgar Allan Poe. That's what I read. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you like writing though? Like, what's your? Because you said journaling, but do you like poetry? Do you like? Yeah. You like poetry a lot?
A lot of poetry. A lot of like just like self-reflective shit. A lot of just like random like brain dumps.
Yeah. Would you recommend people to journal? Like pick up that hobby like for real? Or?
Yes. Do it.
Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Because I like journaling, but I was like, I don't know. Like I have a problem with consistency. But I feel like if I do it consistently, I'll feel like, not like, well, I feel like I would feel better.
Yeah. Pick a designated time to do it and just do it.
Yeah, just have like a journal and just because like the idea of just writing about your day and just like reflecting on it and writing about how you feel like is or how you felt during the day is I think that's very good like self therapy. I don't know what you would call that.
Yeah,
like,
it doesn't need to make sense. Like I said, I always say like all it needs to do is like represent something in that exact moment. If you look back a day later and you're like, what the fuck did I just write? It doesn't matter. Because if it made sense and it resonated with you in that exact moment, and if it acted as some kind of like emotional catharsis for you, that's what that means, right? This is catharsis, right? In my hand.
Dude, I was like, that's a stick and poke.
No, it's not a stick and poke. It's just a shitty tattoo.
What does it mean?
To release emotion.
To release emotion?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I had that like tattooed on me because I always sucked at it. So I wanted to like tattoo. Ever since I got tattooed, like I've been better at it. So it's doing its job.
That's really good.
But yeah.
You think your tattoos has helped you, like benefited you, or you're just like you feel more like cool, more confident? Or
oh my god, self-confidence. Yeah, dude, I feel badass.
I feel you.
Dude, many people are like, wow, those are sick tattoos, especially the ones that I have on my legs, like my knee.
Yeah, the knee one.
My knee tattoo. People are like,
sick.
Wow, it's a cool tattoo. I'm like, thanks.
I like your.
I'm not gonna kill
the one
myself
on your
today.
Thigh. Yeah.
Like, you spared my life another day.
Thanks. You made me feel good.
Yeah.
The one on your thigh is cool too.
Yeah, that was my first one, so I'm glad I did that one.
Yeah, that
I'm glad. Cool. I'm glad I didn't get a shit tattoo as my first tattoo.
That's what you're trying to make me do.
Get a shit tattoo?
You're like, get a $20 tattoo.
But not shit. This is a $20 tattoo.
Okay, that's true.
This is okay. That's not great, but there's better tattoos than that.
True. That one's good for $20 though. I'm not gonna lie.
This is $20. No, I'm kidding.
Bro, no way. That one's a sick. I think that's like one of my favorite tattoos of yours.
Yeah, this is cool. I like it a lot.
The heart, yeah, so cool.
Heart leopard.
It's a really good tattoo too. You know what I mean?
It is.
It's done
yeah,
really good.
I want to go back there and get one. Yeah, good tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, tattoos definitely help with like self-confidence. I feel a lot more badass. It's just cool that like I have like art to like represent like.
Like you.
Yeah, like oh man, sun moon. I don't know what the fuck that means, but
okay.
I like the sun and the moon.
I was gonna be like no corny shit, but do your tattoos have meaning? But then you just said that.
I mean, like I think everything has like some kind of underlying meaning, but there's nothing like there's not a story behind.
I feel like if your excuse is that you just want it and it looks cool and it makes you feel good, that's a good enough. Like you don't need a reason.
That's the
story. That's the reason.
You don't need a reason to get a tattoo. Just get it.
Stop. That's permanent. You don't like. Oh,
yeah. That's the point. It's permanent.
No. That's cool, the point. That's scary.
Listen, man. This is a life lesson about commitment, and this is a lesson about. I don't know. You feel better about yourself when you get one. You really do. You really do.
You just feel better when you get a tattoo. Just do it. Listen. Okay.
Yeah.
You feel better about that one, or?
Yes, I do. I do. I really do.
You do?
Because people were like, "Oh my God, what's that?" And like, I have a very funny story. Very funny story surrounding this one.
You see what had happened was. Damn it! There's two. Nice. Good job. Very cool. Oh wait. So when did you get your septum done?
June.
June, like right before everything went downhill, or was it like when everything was going downhill?
Oh, it was during everything going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
Hence why I got a septum piercing.
You're like, yeah, I'm mentally ill, guys. I got a septum piercing.
Oh my God, look at me. I'm so edgy.
So edgy, yo.
Septum piercing. Honestly, I feel like dudes with septums look cool. And I wanted to join that minority.
Of like the men who have septum piercing.
I am the only frat guy with a septum piercing.
That is so true.
In this whole damn campus, I swear to God.
I'm surprised they don't make you like flip it or some shit like that. No,
they don't care.
Cool.
They don't care. Good. They don't give a shit.
Your frat's pretty cool.
They're cool. I like them. Love those guys.
Yeah, you guys have like a tailgate thing this weekend, right, or something?
Saturday, we do. Parents' weekend tailgate. I'm working security.
Oh, you're working security?
I'm working security.
What do you mean you're working security?
I'm working security. Making sure everybody's like, I'm just making sure that like if you paid to get your band and nobody sneaks
ID.
in.
No.
ID.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry,
yeah. Dude. You said security.
It's a college tailgate. We're gonna ID
dude,
you.
Listen.
Dude. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna scan your fake.
This is fake.
Yeah.
Can't come in.
This is too flimsy.
Can't come in. You're like, recite your address.
Yeah. Let me see your Snapchat.
Literally.
Let me verify this is your actual age. Yeah, like, basically just like, I have a list of like names that paid, and check people's lists, get people their bands, make sure.
That's
sure
chill,
nobody's sneaking
though.
in.
That's chill.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like shit we got to do because like obviously like tailgates are very expensive and tailgates take a lot of manpower. So like everybody in the frat's like required to like volunteer.
Everybody has a job.
Everybody has a job to do.
Your job's cool though. I would ask for security. I feel
just for a little. Yeah. My friend and I we're gonna wear matching suits. Or we're gonna have fake earpieces and like blacked out shades.
Oh,
we're taking this shit seriously. It's gonna look fucking badass.
Oh, please.
I'm gonna wear all black, like a black button up, black pants, and wear black loafers. Have my shades. Have a fake earpiece. It is gonna look so funny.
Fucking like Men in Black or whatever.
Exactly, dude. It's gonna be a riot.
Dude, it's gonna be a movie.
It's gonna be so fun.
That's funny. How's it been going with your frat? What's it like being in a frat? Tell the people.
I'm telling the people how it's like being in a frat. Well,
we dress like Men in Black.
We honestly, I love it so far. Zero hesitations towards joining a frat. It's been great. Yeah, it obviously comes with a cost, but it's just awesome having that like available social circle of like guys like, hey, you want to like, you know, let's hang out and watch football. Let's hang out. Let's go like get something to eat. Like, and people will be like, yeah, like let's go do it. Like, it's great. It's great having that group of guys. And I feel like with the frat that I'm in, we're like the anti-frat. We're diverse.
Yeah, they're diverse,
We're
yeah.
diverse. We're overall left leaning. We have a
Mm-hmm.
high emphasis on making sure we have a safe, inclusive environment. We have a high emphasis on mental
And
health
respect.
and respect.
Mm-hmm.
Like my frat president is gay. He's a very effeminate gay
Really?
man. Yeah, yeah,
I
Alec. I don't know
Did
if
I
you met
meet
him.
him?
Yeah, I went to the club with him. I went to the gay club with
I
him.
said, did I meet
Oh,
him? You went to a gay club? Bastard? No invite? We gotta go to the gay club.
Probably going
Wait, are
again.
you not gay?
Probably going again tomorrow.
Gasp.
Yeah.
Continue. Gay
Um,
gasp. No, I'm kidding.
it was great. It was great. It was awesome. I had a great time.
What would be your advice to men going into college who want to join a frat? Like, what should they look for? What should they keep in mind? What would you
Don't
say?
compromise your morals to fit in to fit in with a group of guys. It is so easy to do that because you have the allure of joining this fraternity that throws all out ragers and throws like these crazy tailgates and it's this massive house. But do not compromise yourself. Do not compromise what you believe in. Do not compromise what you feel is right. You will go through it through rush week. You will meet all the frats that you want to meet. You will meet some bad frats. You will meet some people saying some horrendous, misogynistic, racist shit. Do not take it. Do not brush it off. That is indicative of the entire group's values. If one dude is saying it, the rest of them, maybe they're not saying it, but they're agreeing with it.
Yeah, they're just as bad as you for
either
letting
passively,
it slide.
they're passively agreeing with it, or they're actively agreeing with it. They're letting it slide. Do not take that type of behavior. Do not tolerate it. Do not find yourself immersed within it. Do not compromise yourself. Make sure 1000% you find a group that you love, that you feel comfortable with, but you're going to be intellectually and emotionally stimulated by. That sounded really sexual. Emotionally stimulated. Find a group of guys that you are going to grow with, that you are going to bond with, that it's going to be healthy for you. They're going to turn you into better people, better students, better citizens, better whoever. Just better
overall.
people.
Yeah. Make you grow kind of thing. That's really good advice.
That's the whole point of a fraternity. That is the whole point of a fraternity. It's not the ragers.
Yeah.
Although they're nice.
They're fun. They're a plus.
We throw some pretty cool parties.
Yeah. I vouch.
Yeah. If you can have a frat that's like has that, and that's the cool thing about my frat.
Kind of thing.
It's that balance between like work hard, play hard.
Yeah.
Work hard, play hard. We had the highest GPA on campus, but we don't fuck around when it comes to partying and tailgating and going out to the clubs. We have Brazilian DJs in our frat.
Wow.
We don't fuck around when it comes to partying, but we make sure we get our shit done.
Sick.
So that's my spiel.
That's really good, really, really good advice. Because I know a lot of people like just want to join a frat for like the party reasons of it. You know what I'm saying? But because I think a lot is like the people like you hang out with kind of says a lot about you as well.
Oh my
like,
God,
who
yeah,
you
it
surround
does.
yourself with. Yeah, but I've been to your frat. I've met some of your frat dudes, and they're pretty damn cool. Like they just all seem chill, good vibes. Like I don't like when I was there, I didn't feel like as a woman like not safe. You know what I'm saying?
Fucking Dane. Oh my God, I love.
I love Dane. I still talk to him.
Yeah, man.
So cool.
Yeah. I don't know if Dane was like, I want to take a picture with you because you met Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh yeah. He's so cool, man.
I hang out with Dane. I was just hanging out with Dane yesterday. He's cool.
Yeah. I have a streak with him actually, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. You're his #1 best friend on Snapchat.
Am I really?
Yeah, you are.
Wow, that says a lot.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick. I love that. That's really awesome. Every time not every time he's with you, but there's been times where he's with you and he'll sound like a selfie. And I'm
really?
Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You guys were like at the library or something.
Yeah. We always. Hey, you come on by when we're hanging out, dude. I feel like I'm always hanging out with Dane.
Hell yeah, I'll slide for sure.
I'll probably be at the library tonight actually, because I have shit that I gotta do.
No,
is it 5 o'clock? Holy fucking.
Is it 5 already?
Dude, it's 5 o'clock.
Dude,
man.
I keep forgetting it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's like another thing about college. I think every day is like Thursday or Friday or something.
Yeah.
And it's like Tuesday. I'm like, fuck.
I forget the days, honestly.
Literally. Do Do you have anything else you want to say on this podcast? Or
I think I explained. I think the entire world has a pretty good grasp on who I am as a human being.
Yeah, now they know who Noah is.
Yeah, hope they love me.
Hope they love you.
I hope they're blowing up your DMs.
I hope.
Like, man, who was that lovable character on your show? You should really give him his own show. You should really have him on more often. He's pretty cool.
Dude, yeah. For sure. For sure, bro. I don't know. I hope this doesn't like blow up in our face in 3 years or some shit.
Man, you know what? If it does, we had a good time.
Exactly. I don't know. Who knows? We'll probably have another podcast out in 3 years. You know, like this is gonna be like the only time.
Yeah, they'll forget about this one.
Yeah.
It's the trial run. It's the trial run.
Yeah, for sure. This is a trial run for sure. Do you have anything else, or you good?
Oh, I think I've explained myself pretty thoroughly.
Yeah, I think you're pretty good. Well, thank you, Noah, for being on this podcast. Thank you for joining us today. Very glad.
Yes.
Very cool.
Yeah, if I want the world to know one thing, it's that Chris Fronzak has interacted with me on Instagram. That's the coolest thing that has ever happened to me in my life.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's up there. Top 5.
Is that like our biggest flex that Chris has like interacted with us on social media?
He interacted with you on social media?
Yeah. A couple times, yeah. So is that like our biggest flex?
I think so.
Like, if you guys get anything from this podcast, is that Chris has interacted with us on social media.
That's right.
That's the whole moral of this, the whole message.
Mm-hmm.
That's it right there.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's all.
Yeah. With that being said,
I can die happy man.
Huh?
I can die happy man.
Yeah, we're good.
We're good.
Fuck mental illness. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. No, I'm kidding. All right. With that being said, thank you guys for joining in today's podcast. Thank you guys for being here. Hope you guys enjoyed. Follow my social media down below, and I will see you in the next one.